All right, so the objective for this module, we're going to talk about how we prepare for and conduct an effective weekly team meeting. Okay, so the intent of the weekly meeting is to continue to foster teamwork. It's for the team lead to inform the rest of the team of communication from management, for the team members to share their status with the rest of the team, to ensure that all team members understand the project status, and to track any issues or risks. So when conducting a weekly team meeting, the focus should be on reporting status and identifying any issues, but it's not the forum for processing those issues. You want to try and keep all team members involved, so no 20-minute side conversations between two people. You want to be prepared and to the point so you don't waste each other's time. And issues and actions should be discussed at the end of the meeting, and appropriate follow-on meetings should be scheduled. Right, so the agenda, the team leader will report on any senior management communications, facility issues, things like that. Then the planning coordinator will report on how well the team's been logging their time, the accumulated earned value, how many tasks are in progress, and how the schedule looks, whether you're going to finish on time or not. Then team members will give their status on what they've been working on last week, what's coming up this week, and any problems that they have or help that's needed. Then the team may discuss their goals and review their risks and figure out if anything has changed. Maybe a risk could be downgraded, or there could be a new risk that's popped up they need to add. Then the procurement coordinator or other roles will report on their status. And then you'll assign or report on any action items. And the agenda can be customized depending on the number of people you have on your team and the roles that they have. So for weekly meeting preparation, you want to ensure that your plan is accurate and up to date. You want to make sure that you log time to your tasks, that you closed the tasks that you finished and you exported your data. And then you want to update your personal slides so you can easily report on your progress from last week and what work you're working on this week and any problems that you're having or maybe foresee coming up in the future. And then if you've been assigned a goal or risk to report on, you want to update that status. And lastly, if you have a role to report on, like if you're the planning or quality coordinator, you want to remember to update those slides as well. So here we have an example of a weekly team meeting slide. And with this, you can see at a glance with the charts below how well this person is logging their time, how well they're signing off their tasks, and how many tasks are still in progress. So you want to remember the TPI meeting facilitates team building and knowledge of project status. And everyone on the team should prepare in advance of the team meeting so it runs smoothly and efficiently. And the chart data is important because it helps teams to identify problems quickly. And I believe that's the end of this module. Do we have a question?
There's a question that Barty posed. Is the weekly meeting in addition to the daily stand-up meetings? We typically conduct these once in 2 weeks.
Okay, well, it's going to depend on your team. Typically, we recommend weekly meetings, but I know there are other teams that do stand-ups. So, you just have to figure out what works for your team.
And daily stand-ups aren't probably going to be able to focus on as much detail as found in the weekly meetings. So the teams that do have daily stand-ups, a weekly meeting or every 2 weeks is a good way to make sure that the people can see the forest for the trees, because that daily stand-ups are usually looking at the closest tree. Do I have a task? Am I having trouble with a task? But the weekly meeting goes out beyond that, looks at the bigger picture, the cycle status. So they're definitely a place for both.
Yep. So Jeff is back too. And yeah, just to add on to that, I know some of our larger teams that are using a scaled agile framework nowadays, SAFE, they're using a combination of things like a Scrum, kind of a daily stand-up, and then to get the bigger picture, every 1 to 2 weeks, I've seen some of these teams that are doing more of a deeper dive, kind of like what this weekly scenario suggests that Kristianne just went through, and they find that to be very useful as well. And at least I've seen where they need to do a monthly report back to sponsors with data and so forth. They especially need it for those. But yeah, daily stand-ups are great for the, like Brad said, the immediate trees that you just see in front of your nose.